Okay, guys. Hi there, and welcome to another 1 hour Pilates class. Today for class, we are going to be using weights or anything that resembles weights. As you can see right beside me, I've got 2 bottles of wine for my weight today. So anything that you can hold on to, and really nothing more than 5 pounds, just so we can add a little bit of resistance within us today. Um, just having them close by your side when we start class, but um, enough out of the way so you don't bump into them, but close that you can grab them easily. All right, and we'll go ahead and begin our class now. So we'll start with the knees bent and feet grounded, lying on our backside. The knees and feet are hip bone width distance apart. Feet run parallel, all 10 toes are forward. Ankles are beneath the knees. The arms are going to reach down long beside you, angled away at 45 with the palms facing the sky. The shoulders then can roll open. The backs of shoulders can lightly press to ground, and then the chest can broaden. The chin is going to pull down so it lands fist distance from chest. And as you do that, the crown of your head reaches to the back of the workspace to elongate the cervical spine. We'll let the eyes close here to bring the focus inward. And we'll start to connect mind and body through breath work. We'll begin by taking a deep inhale through the nose, and then a long, steady exhale out through the mouth. Deep inhale to fill all the way up. Softly purse lips, a steady exhale. Make sure you empty out completely. The breath in starts at the pit of your belly, pulls up into the ribs, lifts all the way into the top of your chest. And then as you exhale, emptying from the top of your chest, traveling down through your ribs, and then finally squeezing everything out through the lower belly region. Like an accordion, there's also expansion of your sides as you fill up your lungs. When you exhale, squeeze breath out from beginning to end and take those side bodies and draw, knit, and pull them back to your midline. Cinch the body to midline. Keep an easy breath in through the nose. Now a strong, forceful exhale through your mouth, as if you're pushing air through a straw. With the easy breath in, the belly rises, the core is relaxed. With the forceful breath out, those powerhouse muscles begin to engage. So feel the belly firming. Continue to stay with this breath here. Really start to feel within the body the difference between the two. The ease with the inhale and the power within your exhale, and then using it as such, as the breath is 50% of the work, and it is directly related to your core. Stay here for 4 more cycles. See if you can pull your abs in even deeper each time that you breathe out. Stay focused. Stay present within the moment. And be mindful as we begin to move. Use the 4th exhale and the power of your core to lift your feet off the ground. Slowly pull the knees to your chest. Place your hands on the knees. Start to rock gently side to side. Stay with the tempo of your breath. You don't want it to get lost, the quality. Massaging out our backside here. Good. From side to side, start to create more of a circular motion with your legs. If your hands were clasped, unclasping to allow for a nice full range of motion. And you're massaging into the sacral region of your spine now, just above the tailbone. Take a moment then to pause, reverse the direction. Big inhales, long, steady, but strong exhales. Good. And then slowly start to bring yourself back into still. We're going to keep our hands on the knees, and then on an inhale, we're going to use our hands to separate the legs, open them up as wide as you can. Then as you exhale, use your hands now to hug your legs up and in closer towards your armpits. Then let the hug release when you inhale, but don't lose the connection to the legs with your hands. When you exhale, draw the legs back in together again. We'll do that a few more times. So inhale, separate and open. With the opening exhale, hug in, hug up. Then inhale, release the hug, but don't release the hold. Exhale, bring the legs together again. 2 more, just like this. Inhale to separate. Exhale to draw up and in. Inhale, release that hug, but not the hold. Exhale, legs together. Last one here. Hip mobility. We're warming up and opening into. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, let the hug release. And then exhale, the legs come together again. And once they have, place both hands on your right knee and stretch the left leg to the ground. Press through the heel. Hug the right leg in closer, which will stretch your backside as the shoulders drop from the ears. Begin to draw circles with your right foot, which warms up the ankle. Reverse direction. Take the foot into still and extend your left arm out to its side first. So your entire left side body here is going to be your anchor and your counterbalance. Using your right hand now, draw circles with the entire leg. The movement stems from the hip, not the knee, ankle, or foot. So making sure the root is at the base there. Massaging out the hip flexor and continuing with the mobility of hip. Good. And then the next time the leg kind of starts to line back up with that hip, go ahead, pause. Place the left hand back on the right knee, right arm, taking it out to its side, rooting it down, and then as many breaths as you need, slowly cross the right leg over the body to the left while looking over right shoulder for rotation here. Really keep making sure the back of your right shoulder plugs to floor, that you let the body ease into the twist, never forcing or rushing it. Let every exhale settle you more into space. Breathe deep, breathe full. Let's do a couple more here. And one last breath in. Use your core, exhale, activate it, unwind the body, and come through center. Once you have, let the right leg release, stretch it out, meeting your left. Left leg then draws in, both hands hold on, hug the leg to body. Stretch the back side and make sure the shoulders didn't strain up to your ears. Circles with the foot now to warm the ankle. Reverse direction. The foot comes into still and the right arm first extends to its side, plug it down. Use your left hand to draw circles with your left leg. Again, remember the movement really focused on the base at the hip and then using the hand for guidance to circle through. Firm up the belly a bit here to stabilize the rest of your body as you go through this motion. Good. The next time the leg lines up with its hip, pause there. Right hand back to the leg, left arm extends to T, plug the shoulder into the floor, guide the leg slowly across to the right, looking over left shoulder for your rotation on the side. Big breaths in, long breaths out. Let's do a few more. Settling even more. 2 more times. Last one here, breath in bit. Tighten up the belly and then unwind slowly as you breathe out. Once you have, bending your knees, grounding your feet to the floor. Arms now close beside you. On your next inhale, take your arms, reach them up to sky, then behind you. As they reach behind, seal the ribs down and print your spine. Then on your exhale, circle the arms out and back down, working with the mobility of shoulders. Breathing in, firm up the belly as the arms reach behind. Exhale, sweep out and down. Let's do 4 more. Inhale it, belly firms. Exhale, out wide and back beside you. 3 more. Nice full range of motion here within your arms. 2 more times. Last one. Good, then the arms just can relax beside you. From here, the entire right leg will cross over the left leg, thigh over thigh. The knees draw to body, and then you're going to hold on to each leg with your hands. You're then going to pull back on both legs, drawing them closer to body. As that happens, the tailbone starts to lift, so I want you to anchor that back down. Stretching into that right hip, breathing into that space. You can explore here with positioning of legs. Right now, the feet are relaxed and low, and the legs are deeply bent. You can decide to flex feet, begin to lift those feet up, creating more of a 90-degree angle with your legs. Just offers a different sensation of stretch. You could gently rock here too a little bit. Just be mindful that the movement isn't so important as the change of sensation within the stretch. Breathe deep. Three more cycles of breath here on this side. And then after that last round of breath, gently releasing the stretch and switching legs. Left leg crossing over right leg, knees to body. Hold on to each leg with a hand. Equally pull back on the legs, bringing them closer in. Drop the tailbone into the earth. Again, feet can stay low and relaxed or flexed and lifted. You could also offer very gentle rocking, or maybe decide, for me, leaning to my right wraps it around more to like the piriformis region, which tends to be a common area of tight area. So leaning in can provide that deep spot of stretch, deep inhales, deep exhales. 3 more cycles of breath here on this side. And then again, after that last round of breath, letting the stretch release and taking both feet back to the floor again. Next, the right leg lifts up to the sky. Hold from behind and anchor the tailbone here. Feel the back of the leg press firm into the hands. Then you use the hands to draw the leg in closer to body. So again, remembering to create push and pull within your stretch. Leg, really try to keep it long. If the knee begins bending, now we've lost stretch. So it's actually more important about the length of the leg rather than how close it gets pulled into your body. Holding on to the stretch, flex your foot, heel to sky, and then point your toes. Again, flexing of the foot, pointing of the toes. And we'll do that one last time. Heel to sky. Good. Point the toes. Then let the foot relax. The stretch release. Bend your knee and take your foot to the floor. We'll do that on the other side. Left leg extending up, holding on and anchoring down. Press the back of leg into the hands first. Keep that energy up while you meet it by drawing the leg in a little closer to body. Shoulders drop, chin fist distance from chest, breath big. Focusing on the hamstring to start. And then as you hold, heel to sky, and point the toes. Again, flexing of the foot, pointing of the toes, and we'll do that one last time. Heel to sky, point the toes, Good. Relax the foot. Release the stretch. Bend your knee. Take your foot to the floor. Make sure the knees and feet are lined back up with your hips. Ankles are slid back underneath your knees. We'll go ahead now and grab hold of our hand weights. Start with a little bit of a warm up here. So a weight in each hand. We're going to start with the arms lifted up to the sky, stacked right above the shoulders. You want your palms to face forward. Knuckles reach to the sky. Backs of shoulders plug to the floor, and make sure that the hands are shoulder width distance, not too narrow, not too wide. When you breathe in, I'd like you to just take your right arm and slowly start to reach it behind you. Maintain its length and never let the arm nor the weight actually touch floor. Then as you exhale, slowly pull the arm back up, stacking above again. Isolating our movements. Left arm now reaches back and everything else within our body stays like a statue. Pull back up nice and slow. Again, the right arm breathing in. Maintain your control as it pulls back. Firm up belly, draw arm up to sky. Then left side again, reaches behind. And then exhale, pull back up. We'll do one more to each here. Right side, reaching slow. Take your time. Once more. Left side, reaching back, breathing in. And then drawing up, breathing out. Now let's do both arms at the same time, which will mean that it's more intensity for your core, which also may mean the range of motion becomes a bit smaller, and that is okay. Inhaling both arms at the same time, and when they start reaching back, remember to seal the ribs in, zip pubic bone to navel, imprint spine. Firm up bellies, muscles, and then pull the arms back up again. Inhale, slow control on the way back. Core tight. Draw back up and stack, breathing out. Just two more of these. Reaching back, resisting as they lower behind you. Exhale without swinging back up. Use muscle strength to draw back up. One last time. Stacking above the shoulders. Now we're going to work with a little bit of coordination. So we will be moving our arms in opposite directions. You want to be able to find the length through the knuckles in opposing ways. On an inhale, you'll take the right arm, reach it back, but then also take the left arm at the same time. Start to lower it down in front of you. And then on the exhale, simultaneously pull the arms back up. So we never want to do one then the other. Inhale, now the left arm reaches back as the right arm lowers in front. And then exhale, draw back up. So try to get the full range of, or not full range, try to find your range of motion equally with both arms. So it's not one arm reaching really far back as the other one doesn't barely lower, or vice versa. Try to maintain equality. Right arm behind, left arm in front. Again, breathing in. Pull back up. Then switch, left arm back, right arm in front of you. Let's do one more to each side. Right arm back, left arm out in front. Good. Feel the timing within your body so they're really in sync. Last one. Good. Then we'll pause with arms stacked here. We're going to go ahead and pull the weights down to the chest. Then take the arms down at our sides. Weights are still in hand. We're going to continue with the idea of coordination. So we will be working with opposites. This time though, opposite arm and opposite leg. It's called dying bug, the exercise. Your spine is your anchor here. We will begin with right arm and we'll begin with left leg. It's very important that each single move has mindful structure. It's very tempting for us to be thinking about the next step within the exercise. And when that happens, we often tend to lose structure with where we're at. So be very in the now with every single step that we do take here. So again, right arm, left leg. Breathing in, step one, arm stacks above shoulder, leg comes into tabletop. Be mindful of tabletop, 90 degrees. Then when you exhale, I'd like you to extend the left arm out or left leg out in front, right arm reaching back. Point the toes. Then pull back up to tabletop and stack on an inhale. Take the foot down and the arm down to the floor. Exhale, back to starting position. Other side, inhale, left arm stacks, right leg to tabletop. Exhale, extension away from your epicenter, your core. Draw back up on an inhale. Return down on the exhale. Again, right arm, left leg, breathing in, lifting, stacking. Exhale for extension, find length. Pull back up and in, inhale. Return to the floor, exhale. Inhale, lift, slow and stack. Exhale, extension away. Pull back up and in. Exhale, return down. Let's do one more to each. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Once more, inhale, stack. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, restack. Exhale, return to the earth. Pause. Wonderful. Let's pull the weights back to our chest and then drive the weights up to sky. These are just nice ways and safe ways to get into position. Also, though, when we pulled in, it was like a bicep curl. When we stacked, it was a chest press. So just thinking of ways that you can set yourself up that's strengthening for your body, right? Let's move into abdominal curls next. So let's take an inhale. Exhale, firm up belly, peel up head, neck, and shoulders, and then slowly pull the arms down to a hover beside you. Eyes to navel, but chin is still fist distance from chest. Return to the floor and restack the arms again. Breathe in. Again, core strength to peel you up off the floor. Return down on an inhale. We'll do two more of these. Inhale to release. Once more. And then come back down, breathe in, pause here. Legs to tabletop. Now exhale, again, curl up, make sure the legs don't move. Draw or lower back down on an inhale. Exhale, make sure those knees are directly above hips and not pulled in too close. Tailbone rooted. Come down on your inhale. It is helpful to hug the legs together to keep them stabilized. Twice more. One last time. Good. Return to the ground, stack the arms, and then lift your legs to the sky. Make sure the tailbone stays grounded. Toes are pointed for length and strength. Last set of 4. Lifting. A little bit more to the lower abdominal strengthening here. Come down on your breath in. Again. Lower on an inhale. 2 more times. Good, release. Once more. Come down on an inhale. And then draw the knees in, rest the weights on your knees. Exhale, recover. Okay. What I'd like us to work on next is focusing on stabilization. So our core works in many different ways. Our core works to move our body. Our core also works to keep our body still. So for this next exercise, I want you to focus on the stability of your back body, the backs of your shoulders and the backs of your hips. So think of that like a rectangle, 4 points. During this exercise, there's going to be extra weight on one side of our body. Therefore, when we offer the movement, our body becomes unstable due to the difference in weight shift. So making sure that the 4 points stay rooted firm through the engagement of your core. All right, so what we're gonna do here is just grab one of your weights. You're gonna hold that weight in your right hand to start. Then you're gonna take both arms up to the sky. Palms are gonna face in, and with your left hand, just create a fist, imagining that you are holding on to weight here as well. You're then going to curve the arms and bow them out just a little bit, and then never lose that shape. Our legs are going to come into tabletop for a little bit more intensity for core. So, although we're focused on back body, you also have to be mindful that during this movement, the legs stay where they are. They don't start to creep in. With the curve in your arms, very slowly on an inhale, start to open both arms out to their sides. And then on the exhale, slowly pull up again. So the core is actually engaged the entire time, and you're moving slow to prevent anything in your backside from wobbling. Again, the arms, take them out, take your time. They are frozen in that shape. Remember, the arms will never straighten any more than where they are, nor will the elbows bend any more deeply. Again, take your time opening, core is firm. The whole rest of your body is good and still. Squeeze it out, lift it up, exhale. Again, taking the arms out equally. And then a bit of your chest muscle gets activated, particularly the one of the side with the weight in hand. Once more, open on an inhale, or two more, I'm sorry. Squeeze it out on the exhale. Let's do that one last time. Opening, take your time to provide that stillness. And then on the exhale, go ahead and lift and pause here. Now you're going to take that weight and transition it to your left hand. Create a fist with your right hand. Now, it may seem that it's going to be easy for the body because the same movement, same shape, all that, but the weight has shifted. So our body does have to recalculate. Take your time here. Open both arms again on an inhale. So feel now the difference. Maybe one side is a bit more challenging because we are imbalanced as a whole. One side of our body tends to be a little bit more balanced, have a little bit more strength, a little bit more flexibility than the other. So this is a nice way to test out. Does it feel like it's slightly more challenging to stay still on this side versus the other, or vice versa? Let's do two more here. Opening on an inhale. Chest muscle is activated to pull back up. Exhale one last time. Check those knees, adjust if you need to. Open the arms, breathe in. Squeeze out on the exhale. And then bring that weight to your chest. Set the weight to the side. And then draw the knees in, hands on knees. Recover here. Okay. So I would like us to stay with those chest flies, but this time we're going to hold the weight in each hand so we can just really focus on the pectorals. And then we'll add more to the exercise to offer other strengthening areas as well. So let's grab a weight to each hand. Start with the knees bent, feet grounded now. So remember, having the ankles beneath the knees. We don't want the heels too close in because that's a lot of pressure on the knees over time. We don't want the feet to be too far away. That's actually going to be discomforting for the hamstrings. So sweet spot. Stacking bone on top bone. All right, a weight in each hand. Arms lifted, palms faced in, a curve in the arms. First, just focus again on the pectorals. Open the arms slow, breathe in just like you once had. Squeeze into the chest and feel those chest muscles pulling the arms back up to starting point. Again, the arms start to open out slowly. Breathe in. Squeeze it up on the breath out. We'll do just a couple more here. Open slow with resistance. Exhale. Pull back up. One last time, make sure the wrists don't bend back ever. They stay curled in to support the wrists and to strengthen your forearms. Exhale, draw the arms back up. Now we add to this. This time on your inhale, as the arms open, your hips are also going to lift up to bridge. Make sure the shoulder blades still, though, stay grounded to the floor. Exhale, lower the hips as you lift up the arms. Again, arms open and hips come up to bridge. Squeeze lightly between the inner thighs to keep the knees tracked. Exhale, lower the hips and lift up the arms. 2 more just like this. Hips up, arms open. Take your time, feel within. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower and lift. Last one, opening up, breathing in. Keep the hips lifted. Exhale, just pull the arms back up to starting point. Then bring the weights to the creases of your hips. Let the weight rest there. So only really holding onto the weights with a couple of fingertips lightly. You're going to pulse your hips up towards the sky. Dig your heels into the earth. Activate your hamstrings, your glutes. Pull the belly tight, tight, tight into body for 10. 9, pump it up. 8, good. 7, 6, 5, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly roll it down to the earth. Once you've rolled down, grab your weights in both hands again. And then let's lift your arms up to the sky. I'm trying to find a way to, okay, perfect. Just want to make sure it's hard working with wine bottles because they're so long. So I'm just trying to find the right positioning. Okay. Next, I want us to focus on our triceps, the backs of the arms. So notice here, everything right now is stacked above my shoulder, my elbow, my wrist, the weight. When we move into our tricep extension, there's going to be a hinging at the elbow, but the elbow itself is not going to leave this spot. So just be mindful of that. On an inhale, bend at the elbows. Focus on pulling the weights down by your ears. When the weights are down low, pause here. Sometimes the elbows wing out. Sometimes the elbows pull forward. Elbows still above the shoulders and elbows still shoulder width distance apart. And then you can really activate on your exhale the tricep muscles to straighten the arms back up again, all the way, full extension. Hinge and lower. Exhale, press up and lift. 2 more like this. Lower, weights by ears. Press to sky. Once more, hinge coming down. And then press all the way up. Pause here. Now, before we add on some more bridge to this movement, I'd like you to walk your feet together. Knees together, inner thighs together. We never want the legs now, especially at the knees, to pull apart. So the lift of your hips are going to be a little bit smaller in order to maintain that. A little bit more activation for your inner thighs here. So on an inhale, as you lower the weights by your ears, you'll lift the hips up, but make sure the knees don't pull apart. Exhale, lower the hips, lift the weights. Hinge at the elbows, hips towards the sky. Exhale, straighten the arms, lower the hips. We're going to do 2 more here. Hinge and lift. Press up and lower. One last time. Hinge, hips up. Straighten the arms, hips down. Take the weights to the hips. I should have kept them lifted and I apologize. So once the weights are resting on hips, lift those hips back up to sky. Squeeze your inner thighs tight. Squeeze your glutes firm. And then pulse the hips up here. Mindful of the knee connection. 10, 9, 8, 7, good. 6, 5, pump it up. 4, keep squeezing. 3, good. 2, 1, and then slowly take it down. Set the weights beside you. Draw your knees into your chest. Soles of the feet will come together, knees come out wide. Grab hold of ankles or feet. You're going to pull the feet into the body, push the knees away from the body, and really ground your tailbone to the floor. Breathe into the outer hips and the inner thighs. One more breath in. And then on the exhale, release the feet. Draw the legs together. Let's grab each weight again. Let's lift legs to sky. Drop the tailbone in. Pull the weights to your shoulders. Press weights to sky. Palms face the legs. We are going to externally rotate our thighs so the heels angle in and the toes point away. We're going to first start with arm movement. Then we're going to add leg movement. Then we're going to add a lift of the head and the shoulders. We're going to do this in parts. Starting with your arms. On an inhale, slowly open the arms out to their sides as wide as you can go with control. Then as you exhale, as the arms pull back up, cross right wrist over left wrist, just a little guy. And then the arms open out to a big Y or V again. Now left wrist crosses over right wrist. Open on an inhale. Lift and cross slightly on the exhale. Open arms, take your time. Exhale, left over right. Now let's add in the legs. Exact same movement. Arms and legs open. Point those toes, keep the legs strong. Cross right over left, ankle and wrist. Open arms and legs, breathe in, working together. Now left side crosses over. Open. Close right over left. Stabilize your midsection. Open. So your core is being used to help move your extremities. Now, let's lift up head, neck, and shoulders. And open on an inhale. Right over left. Now your core is working to not only move extremities, not only to stabilize the midsection, but also to keep the head and shoulders supported. Open with their lift. Right over left. Let's do one more here. Open. Left over right. Uncross ankles and wrists. Head and shoulders down, knees to chest, weights on knees, recover. So just kind of feeling the intensity change as we built upon the exercise. Okay, let's go ahead and take our feet to the ground. With weights still in hand, stretch the arms down long beside you. And then where the weights land, just gently roll them to the side slightly. They want to be close enough by because we're going to be adding them into our exercise, but only for the second half. So close so that we don't have to pull out of our movement. Then the legs are going to come out long. Flex the feet, toes to sky, squeeze the legs into midline. Arms overhead, palms facing in. Ribs seal down, pubic bone to navel, spine imprinted and core intact. Roll-ups. Begin by lifting head and shoulders on an inhale. Use the exhale on your core strength to stack upright, to slowly hinge from the hips, fold over legs, deep back body stretch. Stacking tall, breathing in, and then coming down nice and slowly by tucking up the tailbone, driving out through the heels, articulating your spine. Again, arms, head, and shoulders. All right, guys, we're going to add to ours, but it's only during the second half. Inhaling, begin it. Lift, stack, stretch, fold. Here is where it changes. You're going to roll up to seated and grab your weights as you're stacking up. Once the head has lifted, the arms are still beside you. I'd like you to externally rotate your arms. The palms are facing the sky. The elbows, really pinch them into your waistline. Your knuckles are touched to the floor. Your wrists are curled in. It's an external bicep curl. So as you breathe out, you're going to pull those weights up to the outside of the arms to curl in. And then slowly control on the way back down. Lightly tap knuckles to floor. Don't lose your posture. Curl in on an exhale. Lower down slow. Don't let those elbows pull away from your waist. 4 more. 4. And lower. 3 more. Good. Take it down with resistance. 2 more times. Curl in. Light touch to the ground. 1 last time. Exhale it in. Inhale, light tap to the ground. And then exhale, take the weights all the way to the floor. Release them. Inhale, weights free, arms to sky. Exhale, roll it down slow, slow, slow. Push through heels. Use the leg strength for an anchor. We're going to do 2 more with the addition of our bicep curls. Inhale, start it. External knuckles, wrists, posture. And when you breathe out, curl in. And slowly resist down. Again, curl. And lower. 4 more. 4. Check your chest, check your shoulders, check your belly. 3 more. Elbows hug tight. Good. Come down, light tap 2 more times. Curl in. Light tap once more. Curl in. Take the weights down nice and slow. Then release them to the floor. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Make sure you look straight ahead as you're rolling down to the earth. 1 vertebra at a time. Last one here. Externally, curl those wrists in, and here we go. Bicep curl. Release. Inhale. Exhale, curl in. Make sure that when you do start to lower the weights, again, the wrists never bend back. 4 more. 4. Posture good. Lower. 3 more. Curl up. And tap down. 2 more times. Curl. Come down. Once more. Good. Light tap of knuckles. And let the weights come to the ground. Let's inhale the arms to the sky. But then this time on your exhale, melt slowly over your legs. Let now your feet relax. Let the arms relax, and then let your head relax here. Breathe in deeply. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Couple more. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Inhale it. Let's roll it up slowly on the exhale. I like us to work into our waistline next. We're also going to be making our way back to the ground. So with this being said, depending upon the size of your weight or the actual weight of your weight, you can choose to use 1 or both weights. If you're going to use 1, you're just going to hold the weight at either end. If you're going to use 2, it's helpful to like crisscross them, wrap your hands around to create 1 bundle. Either way, the weight that you're holding will be in front of your chest, not resting, not far away, really close. And then the elbows swept up, out to drop the shoulders down, chest up, belly in. Feet reflex to get those legs strong. Get a little taller when you breathe in. When you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under and you're going to roll back a notch. Then you're going to stay here, inhaling. You're going to twist over to your right when you breathe out. Now the weights, they never really shift. They're only moving because the entire upper body is moving as one unit. Come back through center. So the weights themselves always remain at the center of your chest. You never want to pull them to your shoulders. Come back through center because it is tempting to do such, yeah? Roll back a bit further. Hold there, breathe in. Again, another twist to the right without the legs shifting at all. Center on the inhale. So these movements are really small and you're isolating into your obliques, the waistline muscles. Come back through center, breathing in. Roll back a bit further, breathing out. Inhale again. Keep those legs anchored strong. Twist to your right. So keep pushing through your heels. Come back through on an inhale. Take it to the left. Inhale to center. We're going to do 2 more sets. These lines are not good for holding. Sorry, guys. Come back a bit more. Inhale it. Now, the closer you get to the ground, the smaller your twists are going to be to help really maintain stability and control. Take it over to the left. Good. Come back through center. I'm going to roll back a little bit further, and we stay here. Inhale. Last time. Good. Center, breathing in. Exhaling, taking it all the way to the earth. Weight on your chest. And then set the weights or weights off to the side. Just for a moment here. Let's take the arms to T. Draw the right knee in, then the left knee in. Lower your legs over to the right and look over your left shoulder for a little twist. Good, then take it to the other side. Good, and then go ahead and come back through center. From here, we're going to work onto some side leg work, so some outer hip and inner thigh strengthening. We are going to all start lying on our right side. You'll take weights with you, just in case. So, with the weights beside you, your body's in a straight line now and you're stacked up. If you want to use any weight, whether it's one or both, you're going to grab it in your left hand, stretch the arm all the way down at your leg, and then rest the weight there. The weight should land midway between your hip and knee, and then slightly closer to the knee if you can. Only because if the weight is closer to the hip, there's not much weight being actually placed on the leg due to the hip being the largest kind of area of the side leg region. Closer to the knee or even closer to the ankle, it makes it more challenging because the weight's further away. So here you are, you're pushing out through your heels. Your entire right side body presses to the floor to help keep you stabilized as your left leg hovers and it subtly inwardly rotates. Line your neck up with your spine by looking straight on. When you exhale, use your hip strength to lift the leg up. Hover the leg when you breathe in. Again, exhale, pull up. And then come back to hover. We'll do 4 more of these. 4. And then hover. 3 more. Make sure the core is tightening up. Hover. 2 more times. Lift. Good. Hover. Once more. Lift the leg. And then go ahead and take it all the way down. Bend your knees. Bring the feet behind you. And then lift your feet off the floor. Clamshell next on your exhale. You still use the hip and glute strength to lift the knee now towards the sky. And then come back in. Make sure though that when you lift the knee that the left hip doesn't fall back at all. It stays stacked over your right. So opening up and then closing down. Do 4 more here. Open. Make sure those feet stay nicely elevated. Come down. 3 more. Squeeze into that hip, that glute. And then close it down. 2 more times. Opening. Closing. Once more. Press open. Then now take that left knee about 1/3 of the way down. And then from here, pulse the knee, but move nothing else. So this pulse actually comes from the strength of the hip, not the knee itself. For 3, pump it up. 2, pulse it. 1, good. And then close legs, feet to ground. Whew. Stretch the legs out again. Now toes are pointed. Lift the left leg up so it's about shoulder width distance from your right. And now start to draw circles. Circles with the leg, using a lot more core strength now to stabilize the upper body due to the circular movement. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Pause, reverse it. Breath in, breath out. 5, keep reaching through the toes. 4, take your time. 3, 2, 1. And then gently let the leg come all the way down again. If you had some weight, go ahead and remove it. Bend that left knee to the floor in front of you. Take a moment just to tap out the hip. A lot of lactic acid can get built up, that burn sensation especially when we're getting into our outer hip. So this is a nice way to break it all up. All right, left foot steps behind the right leg. Right leg angles a bit more in front. If you want some weight, you'll place it to the inner thigh. If no weight, remember your hand will be on your hip, your elbow will be to the sky. Your foot is flexed, the leg is hovering, now you're externally rotating the leg. When you lift on the exhale, you're squeezing through inner thigh and lower core. And then hover the leg, breathe in. Again. Good, hover. 4 more of these. 4. Hover. 3 more. Hover. 2 more times. Hover. 1 last. Lifting. And then holding here. Let's pulse it, micro movements. For 5, pump it up. 4, 3, drive through the heel. 2, isolate. 1, good. And then lift the leg up, hold it there, drive it out. 3, a little bit higher. 2, a little bit more. 1, higher. Slowly take it down. Once you have removed the weight, and then we're going to go ahead and transition to the other side. So however it's easiest for you to make your way onto your left side. Again, straight line, stacked body, and then, oops, almost forgot. If you want to use weight or weights, holding in your right hand, stretched all the way down at the side of the leg, and then resting on. So light hold then from there. Push out through your heels, hover the top, internal, subtle rotation, and then the left side body presses down firm. When you breathe out, your right leg now pulls up using strength of hip, and then hover. So again, never relying on momentum here. We pull slow up, and we guide it back down nice and slow. So we get to do 4 more of these. 4, and hover. Good, 3 more. Everything else, still like a statue. Hover. 2 more times. Lift. Push through heel. Hover. And also make sure that the knee doesn't roll to sky. Good, and slowly take it all the way down. Once the leg has lowered, bend at your knees. Bring your feet behind you. Sorry. Excuse me. I have this thing. My husband and I looked it up. It's slightly genetic that the sun makes me sneeze. So anyway, that little brightness. Sorry. Okay. So here we are. Feet lifted up, clamshell. Using your hip and glute strength to lift the knee up. And close it back down. Again, opening, squeeze all the way up. And then close it down with control. 4 more. 4. Good. So the feet are staying in the same position they started in, that lift. Good. Bring it back in 2 more times, opening the leg, closing it down. Once more, knee to sky. Take the leg down 1/3 of the way. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take the leg down, feet to floor, stretch out. Point toes. Bring the right leg up about shoulder width distance from your left leg. And draw circles here. Take your time. Not only are you reaching through your toes, you're really stretching and reaching out through the hip joint in the front body. Breathe steadily. 3, 2, 1. Pause, reverse direction. Now, really press that left leg into the floor. The more you do, the more control you can have, and maybe sometimes the bigger circle you can create, or you may be able to increase the pace just a little bit. 3, 2, 1. And then rest. Let the weight come down to the side. Bend your knee to the floor in front of you. Tap out your hip. And then we get to do the bottom leg, the left leg, the inner thigh of it. So when you are ready, right foot behind the left leg. Take your left leg out a bit further. If you want some weight, to the inner thigh. Flex the foot, hover, and externally rotate. Inner thigh, lower core, lifting up on an exhale, hovering on an inhale. Squeeze it up. Hover. 4 more. 4. Hover. 3 more. Hover. 2 more times. Lift. Hover once more. Squeeze it up. Hold it here. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. Controlled, isolated. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the leg lifts and holds here. For 3, keep rolling it open. 2, keep lifting a little bit higher. 1, a little bit more. Good. Slowly take the leg all the way to the ground. Once you have, removing weight, setting it to the side. Let's press up to seated for just a brief moment to stretch the inner thighs and the outer hips. Let's start by taking the legs into a straddle position. This is for inner thighs and groin. It's helpful sometimes to take one hand in front, one hand behind, pushing off the ground. The butt can lift a bit off the floor, and then the hips can press forward, splitting the legs just a bit more, and then sitting into it. Push out through your heels, flex your feet. So depending upon your body, you may have to lean back into this. And if you choose to lean back, make sure you're not collapsing in your arms. Your chest is lifted, and then you have to push off the ground with your hands and press your pelvis forward actively to really get a deep stretch here. If you can, sitting upright, this may be plenty also. You do also have the option, if the hands can stay in front, to lean forward with a flat back. I'm just going to breathe into those inner thighs and the groin region. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring the shoulders back above the hips. And then go ahead and take and bend your right knee and pull the heel towards your glute. And then take the left leg and reach it behind you. You can do a full into pigeon, stretching it all the way back long, or you can kind of have it in a quasi 90-degree angle. You're going to start to lean in to that left or right leg rather, into the hip. Make sure that your foot is flexed to support your knee in this space. And to make it a little bit more modified, pulling the heel in closer to the thigh rather than further away can provide a little bit more ease within the stretch. Let's stay here for another breath in. When you exhale, begin to walk the hands in so you stack up. You're going to pull all your weight, body weight, to your right hip so that you can sweep the left leg around. And then take the right leg behind. Again, either just like kind of 90 degrees, or if you're able to really stretch it all the way back to pigeon pose, you're more than welcome to. Your left foot is flexed, again, either away from body or pulled in to help support the knee and space. And then begin to walk forward. Again, it might just be one step, a couple, a few, a several, maybe you're able to fold into it. but be mindful of the length of your spine. If you're pulled far away from the body, it's actually going to lose stretch. So remember, length, 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 always. Stay here for a few more. Good. One more breath in here. When you exhale, you're walking the hands back in. You're pulling your weight to your left hip, and then you're sweeping the right leg around to the front. Just want to check on time to see what we got working with here. Let's sit to cross-legged. Nice and tall. Arms down beside but tented fingers, stretching the sides of our neck here. Go ahead on an inhale, pull your right ear down to your right shoulder and just hold this space. So as the ear draws down, also feel the left shoulder pull away from its ear. So this ear is coming close, this ear is trying to pull, or the shoulder is rather, is trying to pull away to get a deep stretch. You can wrap the right arm around if it feels best for your body, and then lightly press on the head. That can help activate that deeper sensation. When you inhale, I'd like you to lower your chin towards your chest. As you breathe out, I'd like you to lift your chin towards the sky. Again, chin coming down, breathing in. Chin lifting up on the breath out. Let's take it again, chin to chest. Chin to sky. Let's come back to starting position. If you had your arm wrapped, release hand, take the arm down, and then slowly and lastly lifting the head. We'll switch sides. Left ear over to left shoulder, right? So that ear pulls close, but this shoulder drops away to draw away from that ear to get the deep stretch. And again, if it's available to you, the left arm can wrap and then it can lightly press down. Maintain your posture through it all. Take an inhale, lower your chin towards your chest. Exhale, chin up to sky. Again, chin coming down, breathing in. Chin lifting up, breathing out. Once more, chin to chest. Chin to sky. Take it back to starting. The arm was wrapped, hand, then arm, and then finally the head slowly comes up. Take some gentle tips from side to side, loosening up what you've stretched. And then some nods straight up and down. And looking straight ahead again. Now let's turn our palms to face the sky. On an inhale, the arms reach out and then they lift up. Touch the hands above and then pull the hands to heart center. Couple more times. Breathe in, sweep down, reach out, find lift. Connect above and then bring within. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Maybe your eyes can follow the hands up to the sky. Watch them as they connect and follow them down to your heart space, where you bring your chin to chest, closed eyes with bowed head. Thank yourself in this space. Showing up to work, giving your body, mind, and soul opportunity to move, to breathe, and to connect. And being grateful for your body and its ability to do such things. We are given one, so really learning to honor it, listen to it, and respect it. Thanks, guys, so much. Always wonderful work. Enjoy this class. Enjoy the weekend. And I'll see you guys all next week. Have a great day.